Hello, lovely people. So today we're going to do a really lovely, gentle sleep time play. Do some nice, soft stretches, a tiny bit of a flow, but we'll be moving really gently with ease, working towards some longer holds and some yin-like postures. And then moving all the way down into stillness, ready to prepare you for hopefully a lovely night's sleep. So when you're ready, it might be quite good today. So we're aiming for comfort. So if you have a bolster or pillow, something similar, a block, and then if you want to take maybe a blanket or an eye pillow at the end as well, maybe just have those handy nearby and some layers to wrap up at the end. So when you're ready, we're going to meet today on the mat and we're going to be laying on our bellies. So just coming to meet down onto our bellies on the mat. So maybe taking the feet out a little bit wider than hips, toes facing in or out, your preference. And then taking the forearms in front and just make a little nice pillow for your head. And just begin to rest the forehead down here. Maybe just gently shaking out the hips, taking any little wriggles to just allow yourself to become comfortable here. And then begin to draw your awareness internally. The distractions of the external world starting to fade. Maybe you can notice the coolness of each inhale as it draws in through the nostrils, traveling down the back of the throat towards the belly, feeling the belly pressing against the earth. The warmth of each exhale as it brushes past the upper lip. And on your next inhale, feel the breath moving into the back body now. Feeling it creating a little bit more space through the upper back, the back of the ribs, the lower back, all the way to the tailbone. Creating more space and awareness through this back line. And just notice how you can actually, in this static position, already feel this opening, this creation of space just simply with the breath. Maybe you can begin to soften into the face, releasing the temples, the jaw, softening through the third eye center, the space between the eyebrows. Just allowing yourself to come a little bit deeper, a little bit heavier into the earth. And then taking a conscious belly breath in, inhale deeply into that lower belly. Exhale, part the lips, gently release it, sigh it out. Okay, and then slowly making your way all the way up onto your forearms, coming into your Sphinx pose here. Elbows can be under the shoulders or slightly in front if it feels better. Again, just keeping the legs a little bit further out here. Just gently pressing the palms of the hands and the legs into the earth. So we still want to have a little bit of activation to protect the back, but it doesn't need to be the strongest variation of the pose. Still keeping it soft. Rolling the shoulder blades back to really lift and open through the heart space. Then maybe the chin can start to come all the way up to the sky. The head starts to draw back, opening through that throat chakra. Inhaling that truth, that honesty. And as you exhale, tuck the chin towards the chest, gently rounding through that upper back, feeling that nice stretch through the back of the neck. And just spend a couple moments here. Breathing, creating space through that back line. And then inhale, roll all the way back up. Let's take a couple of half neck rolls. So drop chin towards the chest. And then inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, take it back through center. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, take it back to center. Nice. Let's take 2 more of these each side, just moving as softly, as slowly as you need to. We're not pushing anything today. We're really moving into just what feels good in the body. Nice. And then from here, draw that left knee in line with the hip, or it can be slightly lower. Option to take a blanket or pad down here, taking half frog pose on the left side. Let's take a moment here to open through that inside hip. Just breathing into this space. Option to stay here, working down into this hip space, or option to take a twist here. Ground down through the left hand, lift the left elbow off the mat, thread the right arm under, back of the hand meets the mat, and we'll take this variation of a twist through the upper body, but keeping in our half frog pose. Breathing into that hip space, into the upper shoulder here. Couple breaths. Keeping it soft where you can, releasing any tension where you don't need to have it, releasing, maybe wiggling those fingertips. And that left hand is going to sweep all the way up and back behind you, kind of taking a little semicircle until that left hand can reach all the way back, coming into this supine twist. So the left shoulder doesn't need to be on the mat here. We just want to find heaviness. You can always give yourself a little adjust here too if that feels better. Maybe closing down the eyes. Feel that gentle opening through the spine, that tapping into that detoxification. And each exhale, can the left shoulder just sink a little bit more? Nice, and then sweep the left hand all the way back up and around, planting the left forearm, the right forearm back down, coming back into that frog pose, and then take that left leg behind you, release it down, and we'll go on the other side. So drawing that right knee up in line with the right hip, flexing through the foot, again taking any padding as you need. We'll just take a moment to settle into the hip space here. So we often keep a lot of tension, a lot of emotions in our hips. So just easing ourselves in right now. And then planting the right hand down, lift the right elbow, the left hand sweeps all the way underneath, taking this little twist through the upper body, keeping through that half frog pose in the right hand side. And really breathe into that upper back. Allow that breath to just fill you up here. Create that space. Keeping the breath soft. And then the right arm starts to circle sweep all the way up, back and behind you. And opening out into this supine twist. And taking any little adjustments that you need to. Maybe closing down the eyes. Feel this nice releasing twist here. Again, no effort of force. Just allow the heaviness of the body to allow you to drop in. One more breath here. And then circle, sweep the arm all the way back and up. Come back through your Sphinx pose. And from here, taking the hands out wide, tenting up onto fingertips, allow the forehead to melt down. Let's just take couple cobra waves. So inhale, roll shoulder blades down the back, peel the chest, keep it soft. Exhale, melt. Inhale, ripple up. Exhale, melt it down. Inhale, ripple. Exhale, melt. Nice. Tuck hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck under toes. Send the sit bones high. Come to your Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Maybe we're up onto the balls of the feet here. Maybe you want to actually take the feet wide in this variation. So taking a little bit softer today, finding that more stable base. You can parallel the knees here. You can shake the head, yes and no. And take 2 more breaths here just to serve you. What can allow you to settle more into your practice. And take the gaze up towards the fingertips and really slowly start to walk the balls of the feet towards the hands, really connecting, feeling each and every step. The toe pads connecting to the earth. Take your feet wider than hips, bend in the knees and just hang heavy here, forward fold. Maybe you want to take a little sway from side to side. Maybe you want to take a releasing sigh here. Then draw the chin towards the chest, keep the knees bent. Gently start to peel the spine slowly all the way up to standing as you reach the top. Shoulder blades roll down the back. Nice, let's take 2 more. Inhale, shoulders up to ears. Exhale, release them down the back. Nice, 1 more inhale. Exhale, release them down the back. Nice. Take hands to heart center. I invite you to set an intention today for this practice. So maybe that is just to move with softness, with ease. Maybe it's to take a little part of this practice and make it a little sleep ritual for yourself. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Part the lips, gently release, blow the breath out. Nice, and then gently blinking, open the eyes. We'll just move into a softer variation of Sun Salutation C today. So starting at the top of the mat, your feet can just be a distance that feel comfortable for you to stack that weight. So inhale, the arms reach up into the sky. Exhale, the left hand grabs hold of the right wrist and just gently drawing. Feel that nice side stretch, leaning over to the left. Inhale into that space and exhale back to center. Right hand holds left wrist. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, take it over to the right. Really nice. Find that deep stretch through the left side body. And then exhale back to center. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, bend the knees, gently, softly lower down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the right knee, step the left foot towards the back of the mat and lower that left knee down here. Option to tuck under the toe, release it down, or maybe you want to take a blanket and pad this middle section here. There'll be a few movements on the knees. Really find that low lunge, open through the chest. Find that long line of energy, that deep stretch through into the left leg. Inhale, exhale, soften a little. Inhale, plant the hands, tuck under the toe and just step it all the way back to that wide-legged downward dog. Pedal, shake, do what you need to do here. Just move with softness, move with ease. Take an inhale. As you exhale, the left foot steps in between the hands and lower that back knee all the way down. Low lunge, left side. Inhale, open, peel that chest up. Exhale, think a little bit more forward if you can, but we're not pressuring here. Softness. Inhale, open. On the exhale, tuck under the back toes and then step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Anasthiti here. Let's take that flow again and inhale. Take that side stretch over to the left. Exhale. Inhale, back through center. Right hand grabs left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, soften forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the right knee, step the left foot towards the back of the mat, low lunge. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, Ardha Mukha, wide leg variation, taking a breath here. Inhale, step the left foot in between the hands, lower the back knee. Inhale, open through that chest. Exhale, right foot meets the left, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, draw that energy, that calming energy all the way back through heart center. Nice, we'll take it again, this time adding on for some longer holds. Inhale. Exhale, left hand, right wrist. Inhale, center. Exhale, right hand, left wrist. Inhale, center. Exhale, cascade down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, low lunge. Inhale, open through the chest. This time, ground down through that right foot, plant the hands a little bit more forward. Lift that back knee and then step that left knee in on a diagonal. Shin comes down towards the mat. Take the hands back behind you and lower the sit bones all the way down, coming into Ardha Matsyendrasana, taking that twist. So you can have the option to extend that left foot long if this feels too much, otherwise drawing that left foot in towards the right glute. Right hand comes behind, inhale, reach tall. Exhale, take the twist over towards the right, maybe drawing that right knee towards the elbow crease. Inhale, lift and lengthen, feel the energy rising through crown of the head. And then exhale, just let everything soften. Can you twist a little tiny bit more to the right? One more breath here. Then come all the way back through center. Place the hands beside you and then extend that left leg if you haven't already. Take hold of the right knee with right hand and the right foot with left hand. Just give yourself a little bit of love through that right hip. Maybe you want to even give your right ankle a little circle out here. Anything that kind of feels nice. Maybe drawing some circles. Going to come into Janu Shashasana A here. So option to pop your sit bones up onto a block if this doesn't feel so accessible for you. I'll show you this way. So we are aiming to have the left leg out in front and the right foot comes to the inside of the left leg. So you can pop your sit bones up, you can pop a block or bolster underneath that right knee as well. Lifting and lengthening through the spine. The left foot is flexed, but we don't want to take the deepest variation today. we're moving, we're winding down through this flow. So just gently start to creep the fingertips forward. Maybe you want to even turn the palms up to the sky just to really promote this sense of surrendering, this letting go. And we'll take 5 deep, nourishing breaths here. So, option to stay here for another 5 breaths if you really want to work into the back line of that hamstring, if these are particularly tight for you, or if you're feeling like you want a bit more of a side stretch, you can take that left forearm or left hand to the inside of that left leg. Then inhale, sweep that right arm all the way up and around, and come into Pavrita Janu Shasana here. So feel a nice stretch all the way down through the right side body. Again, we don't have to be reaching for the toes. If you want to go there and you want that deeper stretch, you're more than welcome. But if not, here is really great. We're just taking it, feeling it into the sensation. Have 3 more breaths wherever you are. And don't rush them. Nice, and whichever variation you're in, really slowly and gently start to make your way all the way back to a seated position. So from here, we're going to come into half saddle. So if you have particularly tight quads, then you might want to pop yourself up onto a block here. So I'll just show you what this will be. So we'll draw in the top of the right foot comes beside the right sit bone. So this could be enough here. Again, popping yourself onto your sit bones. Maybe you have some blocks, you can also place your hand here. An alternative option would also be to use the bolster. So this can be quite a nice option, especially as we're looking at having a bit more of a chilled one today. So taking it towards the sacrum and just allowing yourself to drape over your bolster here or your cushions. So that's another option. If you fancy exploring the depth of this pose today and your body is feeling for that, then you can either come onto your forearms, slight tuck of the tailbone just to really extend through that quad, lowering all the way down towards the mat. Only if this is comfortable for you, as we'll be here for a couple of minutes. If you're not massively feeling this here, you can always draw the sole of the left foot, again just slightly tucking pelvis under here, really feeling that stretch. Or adding on further, you can interlace hands behind the left knee and just allow yourself to completely surrender here. So there's completely no wrong option. Just feeling into what your body is asking for today. Where is your energy? What do you want? If you feel any pain in the knee, then please back off and just come to a softer position. Maybe you can notice the heaviness of the pelvis, of the back body in this posture. Really starting to begin to journey inwards here. Coming into your final 3 breaths. And then really slowly, gently beginning to make your way out of the pose. So if you're laid down, just popping yourself back onto your forearms. Release that leg all the way out long. So if you have a bolster or a prop, just removing those and just place them to the side for the moment to allow that body to rest all the way down towards the mat. And then maybe that right leg can stretch up to the sky, circling through that ankle. That can feel really nice after taking that half saddle variation. And maybe you want to interlace the hands. And just really, really softly draw that leg a little bit closer. So just kind of using the weight of the hands here. Just for a moment. Nice. And then gently release that leg down. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Or just softly rock back and forward a couple times until we have enough momentum to reach our seat. Cross over the legs, step back to that wide-legged downward facing dog, really nice. And just pedaling out the legs here. And maybe even noticing how one side feels now compared to the other. And then we're going to just take the same little flow on this side. Drawing that left foot in between the hands, lower the body all the way down, lay lunge. Inhale, peel the chest. Exhale, soften into those hips. This time, tuck under back toe. Lift through that left knee and then allow that right shin to plant down diagonally. Draw the hands back to allow you to come down towards your seat. Taking your leg out long, the right leg this time, or keeping the right foot in towards the left glute. Let's take Ardha Matsyendrasana. Left hand or fingertips reach behind, inhale. Exhale, twist over to the left. Beautiful. And let's take 3 lovely breaths here. Inhale, really reach tall through crown of the head, find that length. Exhale, can you really softly twist over to the left? 2 more. Nice, and then coming all the way back through center, releasing that right leg out longer if it's not already, maybe shimmying yourself a little bit, moving any flesh from the sit bones, and then taking the left knee with left hand, the left foot with right hand, and again, just taking anything that kind of feels nice to just release into the hips, so maybe some little circles, maybe you want to take those ankle circles as well, so just knowing what you're after today. Cool, and then when we have that, we're coming into Janu Shasana A on the other side. So anything you need, the blocks, anything like that, please take that set up. Left foot on the inside of the right leg. Inhale, lift and lengthen through the chest, and as we exhale, we crawl those fingertips forward. Again, option to come onto the backs of the forearms with the palms facing up. We'll take 5 lovely breaths here. Breathing any of that resistance away, using the breath. Using this time to really focus on the subtleties of the posture. So maybe even here noticing how it feels in your lower back, your belly, maybe even all the way to the tips of the toes. can have another 5 breaths here, or option to take the Pavrita Janu Shasana. So right forearm or right palm of the hand plants down as you inhale with the left hand all the way up and over, finding that left side body stretch. Option to keep the eyes closed down. Nice, and wherever you are, really slowly starting to make your way all the way back up to your seat, and then coming into that half saddle on the other side. So you might notice that each side is actually really quite different in this posture, so just feeling into it. So leaning over to the right side, we draw the top of the left foot down, maybe just squaring off through the hips. So this might feel a bit more intense, so again, using the blocks, the bolster, or if you're feeling for that deeper stretch, moving onto the forearms, tucking that pelvis, scooping it under, maybe coming all the way down onto the back here. Again, if you want to intensify, drawing the right sole of the foot in line with the left knee, or interlacing hands around the right shin. And we'll take 2 minutes here. If you feel the mind wandering, just come back to that inhale and exhale, the guide of the breath. Coming into your final 3 breaths. Nice, and then wherever you are, slowly as you need to, making your way back up to forearms if you need, and then releasing that left leg, moving any props, blocks out the way. Allow yourself to rest down on your back and just give that left ankle a really nice little rotate each side. Nice. Maybe interlacing the hands around any part of the leg, keeping that softness here, and we're just really easing into that hamstring. Feeling the back body really connecting to the mat here, allowing it to be heavy. Nice, then draw your knees in towards your chest. We're going to take a variation of butterfly pose here. So it's almost like a supine child pose. So knees are coming out to the side, toes are in, they don't need to touch. And then we're just going to take hold of the ankles or maybe the shins or knees if that feels better. And just allow that heaviness here. So closing down the eyes. Just taking a couple breaths here. Just allowing that passive opening through the hips. Maybe you can consciously start to release if you have a tighter grip of the ankles or the leg. So just allow it to be held in place. Nice, and then releasing the hands, draw your knees in towards your chest and start to softly rock and roll the spine all the way up to come to a seated position. So taking the legs out long, we're going to come into a more passive version of Upavista Konasana. You can take a more active version if that's what you're after today. You can walk the hands forward, keeping the outer thighs engaged, the toes pointing up to the sky. Or you can take this variation with either a bolster or some pillows underneath the torso, and we'll be here for 2 minutes. So we still want to keep that slight external rotation, but just take it back to say like 50%, just so we can allow for softness. Knees can be bent here as well if that feels better for you. So take an inhale, lift and lengthen through the chest. And then as you exhale, slowly start to drape that belly over onto the bolster. You can maybe turn your cheek to rest onto the bolster here if it feels comfortable. And I'll let you know when we're halfway, so you can change it and just balance it out on the other side. Your cheek to the other side, we are halfway. And taking your final 3 breaths. And then slowly, as you need to, start to walk your fingertips all the way back towards your sit bones and just moving any props over towards the back of the mat. Take underneath your knees, draw those knees all the way in, nice. And then interlace hands, draw the forehead down towards the knees and give yourself a really lovely hug here. So you're just noticing how you feel in this position when you just allow yourself to give yourself a hug, that self-love. And then turning towards the long edge of the mat, if you haven't already, releasing the bolster. Maybe you want to take it just beside you for the moment, and then allow the body to roll all the way down towards the mat here. take the soles of the feet down, outer edges of the mat, and just window wipe the legs from side to side. Maybe you want to just stay with both knees resting over to one side, feeling that stretch through the outer hip. And then taking it over to the other side. And then drawing knees in towards your chest, into those hands. Draw your forehead up to your knees. And I want you to squeeze everything in really tightly here. So squeeze your hands, eyes, face, feet, glutes. Squeeze it all in. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale, release it all the way out into your final resting pose, your Shavasana. So maybe you want to just take the bolster under your knees. Maybe you want to take that blanket and that eye pillow onto the eyes and just making this Shavasana feel really comfy and supported. Putting on any extra layers and just give yourself a moment to find that comfort. And then when you're ready, allowing yourself to completely rest down here. Allow your body to sink into the floor, knowing that there's nowhere to go, nothing to do than to be here. Begin to feel your natural breath flowing through your body, allowing your bones to become heavy and sinking into the earth beneath you. Maybe you want to turn the palms down to feel that grounding and support of the earth beneath you. Noticing the heaviness of the back of the skull, the shoulder blades, the upper back, the lower back, backs of the legs, all the way to the feet. As you inhale, imagine a wave passing downward through your body, carrying all the tension away. And as you inhale, a fresh wave flows upward through your whole body, bringing a sense of calm to each and every cell. Allow your breath to become really soft and light here. Maybe noticing the taste in your mouth, the sensations of the clothes on your skin, the darkness behind the eyes, the softening of the lips, the tongue, the jaw, the heaviness of the eyelids, delving deeper into this state of relaxation. Thank you for allowing me to guide you, and I will leave you here and wish you a very calm and peaceful night's sleep.